Both culture and art are always evolving, it's always changing, so you can never pin it down. You could say there's kind of an element of culture at that point in time, but it's always shifting, isn't it? So you could never give a fixed definition.
Culture is like a social soup that everyone lives in. And then you've got a creative side, which is art, and you've also got sport and heritage, all those other things. And it's all one big soup that we live in.
To do with the people and where they come from, and what they have in common.
Whereas art is maybe the expression, one person's expression of their culture.
On you, whether it's something that shocks you or delights you, but it somehow has an impact, and it's all around us in everything.
It's all the things that happen outside of work, and that get things like identity, sense of being, and even comes down to things like how people interact and knowing what's good and bad in society. So I think that's what culture is.
I live here because I was born here. I carry on living here because I like the fact that it's different. It's the end of the country, which means you've got lots of coastline, and I just like being outdoors and I don't really like the sort of hustle and bustle of cities, and because I like the laid-back life down here.
When I first come down here, everybody was like chilled out. It's just like slower pace of life after working in London and that, you know, living in London. And the area, well, surf, sea, sun.
You've got enough time to...
Can't mention the other thing, I suppose.
I came down to Cornwall quite randomly, so it's odd that I've ended up here, but I think the thing I like the most is being by the sea. I think if you're in Cornwall, you should be by the sea to take advantage of what it has to offer, because it's just, you know, coming home from work, going down, chucking a frisbee around on the beach with your mates. I think that's fantastic, the slightly chilled out lifestyle, the fact that everyone seems to want to you know, work to live rather than live to work down here, which is quite a contrast to London.
Well, just the amount of open space really, and that, you know, that thing about being able to just go out on the beach and chill out really, just the space, the countryside. And again, I moved from the city, so...
When you travel around the world, there's so many ancestors that are actually Cornish, that have actually gone around the world, and they tend to not forget it. So whenever I see that St Heron's flag, very, very proud.
What I love about Cornwall is the space, the outdoors and the sea, basically, and the fact that I've got lots of really lovely friends who all live here for the same reason.
It's got everything I want.
It's been a great place for me to live and bring up my children.
A sense of history, I suppose, generations.
Yeah.
Sense of belonging, as they say. They belong to be here.
Everyone just seems a lot happier down here.
It was more about the people and the interactions and the actual making it for me, and now we're in an art gallery. Everyone's looking at it as art.
Once you've actually made something and it's out there, it then becomes something that almost isn't anything to do with you anymore, and then you're just, it's in the sort of public realm then to kind of be looked at and thought about.